Hi, everybody, and welcome to Bowlers Network. What do we have in store today? Oh, my goodness. One of my favorite human beings, Marshall Kent, the hottest bowler on the planet right now. Did you ever think we'd say that? Everybody's always talking about EJ. Marshall, hottest bowler on the planet. And he's going to talk just a little bit about the mental and physical thoughts and things he changed in his game to make him successful. Stay tuned. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Show right here on Bowlers Network. Let's get right to it. Come on in. My partner in crime, Jay Fettig. Get in here, Jay.
Hi, Carolyn. Hey, before we get
How
into
are you?
I couldn't be better now that whenever I'm on our show, I'm perfect. Got a question for you. Do you remember back when the season started? Okay. Do you remember when we picked our Player of the Year candidates? Just
We
for the
did.
sake of reminding, who did I pick again? I didn't write it down, so I have a hard time
You picked
remembering.
Marshall Kent. We had three people. It was Marshall Kent.
Did. That's right.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Who is one of hold on, I'm not
yeah.
done. Who is one of 3 players to have 2 wins this season? I didn't write this down, but
Again, Marshall Kent. And it
that's
doesn't break my heart
right.
one bit to see that. It just doesn't break my heart. And one of the
All right.
things I think we're going to really learn today while we're listening is Marshall did a lot of self-talk on this last show. A lot going on. He has done what it takes off the lanes to become so strong on the lanes, and we're going to find out exactly what he did. So without further ado, let's bring in the Norm Duke Open champion, Marshall Kent. Come on in here, Marshall.
Hi, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Marshall, for leaving the golf course for us today. I want to jump right in to the season started off just a little bit slow. I mean, that's not a bad thing to say. But wow, the things you did off the lanes and are currently doing on the lanes, both physically and mentally, have really come together. And I want you to talk a little bit about both of that. I want you to talk about your training off the lanes. And I want you to talk a little bit about this last TV show, how mentally they had 2 shots of you, and I should have taken a picture and I didn't. You've got to go back and watch if you haven't. They had 2 shots of you at the ball return, just your face staring at the pins, and your eyes were, glass focused on what was supposed to be just standing in the moment in time. And I don't know if you've seen that, but I should have taken a picture.
She did mention
you
that.
have to watch it. It's unbelievable, and you should have that framed and put on a wall. But talk a little bit about your training off the lanes and that focus you had at the Norm Duke Open.
It was it's kind of wild. First qualifying block didn't go very well. I actually, to be fair, the first 9 games of the tournament didn't go well. We only won 12 games of qualifying. I was 30 under after 9 games, and I'm like, well, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. And ended up shooting 750 or 760 my last 3 to make the cut, and healthily. And from there, it was just I found a little roll trick that I haven't been able to use for years, and I got that feel back, and it was just calm the whole time. It was just a grind, so I just kept telling myself, like, yeah, good shot. I complimented myself for the good shots more than I berated myself for the bad shots. Was kind of the theme of the week. And so then we get to the TV show time, and I think I figured out the 2 lanes. They're playing a little different, so that's why I threw a purple on the left lane and the axe on the right lane, and just felt calm. It was the calmest I've felt on a TV show in a long time, and my mantra was whatever happens, happens. That's what I told myself for pretty much every single shot, And if I threw it good, I just turned back, said, good shot. Nothing crazy. Even if it 10-pinned, even if it split, if it felt good, I said, that's a good shot. And just repeated that over and over and over again. And that was kind of something I got away from at some events this year. I didn't really, I didn't reward myself for the good shots. Because obviously a strike is expected. Perfection is expected. So I think what gets lost a lot of times is you got to just walk back and say, that was a good shot. Like, that was a good shot. Instead of, another 10-pin. Oh, why does this happen to me? That kind of mentality. And it snowballs from there very quickly. But if you can stay on top of the reward yourself for good shots, then it helps a lot. And I know that day Dad was with me for sure. Just I felt it in how calm I was.
Yeah. Now, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I just got to mention that. So I have and people watching probably know this, and I'll say it again. Me and my wife, Wendy, have a very special place in our heart and our lives for Marshall. Always will. He's like a son to me, right? It's the way it feels, and maybe I overdo it a little bit, but nonetheless, we love the young man to death. Now, I sent him a message on the same day, Father's Day, 2 years ago. He won a regional, and he won it here in Bismarck. He won our very first ever JMAR Entertainment, Jay and Marshall Entertainment regional tournament on the PBA, won it on Father's Day. Then he goes out and does this again on Father's Day. What is unique about that is Marshall and I kind of have a little bit of a bond. We both lost our dads the same year, the same way, to the same, wretched disease. So it was remarkably special to sit back and watch. And it brought, such, I don't want to say goosebumps, but it was darn near tears, to see him do that again on Father's Day. So, Marshall, I know you're at a different place in your life. You talk about being calm on the lanes.
Right.
It's easy to do that when you're calm in your life. Right. And maybe you can talk a little bit about, some of the things that have really, brought calm again back to your life.
Yeah.
There he is.
If you would have told me I was going to be here a year ago, I would have said you're crazy. It's amazing what a difference life can do in a year. And I went through kind of some dark times mentally. For sure. It just felt like anytime anything good started to happen, I was in like a fight mode where I'm like, okay, what's about to happen? This is weird. Things are going too well. What the hell is about to happen? Sure enough, every single time something would come up, something was bad. So, I think going through stuff like that makes you appreciate when things are good more. And like, I can't believe I won twice this year. Like, it's hard to win, and to have done it twice now this year is unbelievable. But like, the me 10 years ago wouldn't have appreciated it as much. It's like, I expect to win every time I go out, and like deep down, I still feel that way. But when it happens, it's a lot more genuine appreciation. And I think that kind of outlook, like appreciating when things are good, and if things aren't going your way or things are bad, you can get through it. I think that self-belief in myself, like no matter what happens in life, I'll get through it, kind of helps a lot. And when things are good, I just sit back and soak it in and appreciate it, because I'm like, it's not going to be good forever, but right here in this moment, things are amazing, and just sit there and smile.
It's amazing, because what that seems to me is that's professional maturity. Like again, not that you act immature, but I think as you progress through your career, no matter what you do, there's a certain amount of maturity that comes with that, from your losses, from your dark moments, that actually make you appreciate the good things that happen to you, and actually help you understand that you deserve them. because you've worked towards that. You've fought through things and then you worked towards that. And I love the fact, again, another teaching moment, compliment your good shots. Sometimes, and I want you to talk a little bit about this. You made 2 amazing splits on that show. I mean, when you made the first one, it was like we were all screaming, right? When you made the second one, Alyssa and I are looking at each other and we're going, oh my God, it's his day. It's his day. Oh my God, you know? And because things don't, you know, let's face it, it's splits. You know, things don't happen like that all the time. But compliment your good shots. There are times when you bowl that you throw it good and the result is bad. I mean, it happens. It's athletics. Is there something specific you really focused on, you know, with your mental training that helped you get to that point where it's easier to accept those things than not dwell on them and maybe take you to another bad shot, if that makes sense?
Yeah. Like I said, the biggest thing for me was every single shot. It was, I said out loud, I said, whatever happens, happens. You know, just get up there. It is what it is. If you split, oh well. You strike, oh well. Like Woj actually had a good one for me in the season. He said, expect the good, expect the bad, expect it all, and just let it be what it's going to be. And
love it.
I think saying that out loud, I think that's contributed to my calms. Like you get up there and you're trying to strike every single shot, and instead I'm up on the approach, like, well, whatever. Here we go. If it strikes, cool. If not, oh well. On to the next one. Your ball will be right back, sort of thing.
I love it. I love it.
That was my mental key. And then, like, physically, I actually was able to practice quite a bit before the event because I was down in Florida and got to spend a week at Kegel Training Center, and Dell and their staff there opened up their facility to me and welcomed me with open arms, and they let me practice there, and it was a blessing for sure. And I definitely couldn't have done it without their help, with them letting me bowl there, and it was just wonderful. So it was just a combination of physical and mental all kind of came together, and here we are holding the Duke.
Yeah, they are. I love it. And Kegel, one of our partners now. I mean, great place to train. Check it out. But Jay, I think you had a question, and I kind of cut you off there on the last one.
Not a worry at all. So the question goes to the actual event. I mean, we have a I guess it's a video, but it's not of the Norm Duke event, and I want to play this one. So let's roll this video, and I want to get your thoughts on it.
With that, thinking that was the fix, decided after the first day it wasn't, went back to a 15-pound ball.
All right. Now, the reason I bring up this video is because of the comment that was made in the video that he went back to a 15-pound ball. We just had Doug Kent on, and we've been talking about ball weights, right? And you tried 16, you went to 15, you even tried 14 for a while, right? And then you said, well, I'm going to settle back on 15. Explain what you found in the difference, and, you know, is there a difference in carry that you saw? Why did you ultimately settle on 15?
So, personally, I would never tell someone to throw a 16-pound ball, ever. But for my game, the extra pound helps kind of slow my hand down a little bit, so my misses aren't as drastic. So, like, I don't hit up on excessively in big four. That turns into a 4-pin. Just the way it feels coming off my hand, I prefer 16 for sure, like 100 times over 15. But the problem was with 16s, because of that extra pound, they're a little slower down lane. They're a little earlier, a little slower. So for the angles that we have to create to be able to get deep and steep, it's not ideal ball motion. It's really hard to get a 16-pound ball to come off the spot the same consistently when you're playing those angles. When you're playing straighter angles, 100%. I would throw a 16 anytime. But when you have to get in, like we do pretty much every single week, create steep angles and get in way deep, it just doesn't want to read it the right way. And I found that out it was the week before I won in Indiana. I drilled probably 10 or 12 16-pound balls for the Illinois event. And I felt like I was throwing it good, but my scores were awful. And so, like, I didn't have the same motion down lane shot to shot. And it's just because it was just too slow off the spot. So physically it felt great, but motion-wise, it was not the recipe at all. So that's why I ended up selling with 15, because more often than not, we're playing in a lot and throwing over the gutter. So I can figure out how to get a game or two playing straight with 15. I can't lose those 6 games playing left because of the ball weight. So that's why I ended up throwing on 15.
You know, I love that you said that, because one of the things that Doug actually focused on, and it is so apparent in watching you bowl now, your repeatability is so spot on now, where when you were juggling a little bit, I liked how you said that. Yeah, you know, I hit up on it, I'd miss it, or whatever it be. Now it is just so rock solid. And from that video to what you saw what we saw you do on that TV show, where you're playing dead flat up the back of it on the right lane, and you're in a little bit more on the left, not far, but just playing it a little different. Your hand, your touch had to be maybe a little bit different because of the way you were getting into the lane. Love that you said that, because again, it goes back to the people that are watching. One game does not fit all, and one game does not fit on one lane compared to the other. And I want you to talk about 2 things, and quickly, I know we don't have so much time, but how often do you see that on the PBA tour, where lane to lane, look, I know they're different, but sometimes they're drastically different. We saw on that show people throwing 2 different balls, as in yourself. That's number 1. And number 2, I want you to tell everybody what makes you so successful when everybody's talking about all the 2-handers. You and AJ Tackett are finding a way to create the rev needed, the repeatability, and finding your way to the winner's circle.
Well, yeah, first things first is you kind of have to go into every turn with a mentality that every single lane is going to be different, no matter what. Like, if you have a pair of lanes you get to where they're playing the same, that's a great pair. I mean, I've seen pairs, even just at Nationals. Like, we were bowling Nationals in Reno. We were on the high end of the stadium on 63 and 4, which is probably one of the worst pairs in the house because it's on top of the train tracks. I had 63 hooking 13 more than 64.
Wow.
Like, 13 boards different.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of, I mean, you don't expect it to be that drastic, but you got to go into it thinking, okay, one lane's going to hook more than the other. Just, it's inevitable, more often than not. So when you get a pair that's, consistent, it's kind of fun.
But, I got to.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No,
I interrupted.
I was just going to say, I think what I guess EJ and I kind of having some success in a generation of 2-handers is, I think us being out on tour for 10 plus years and having the experience and knowing what we have to do mentally to be able to win helps out a lot. But I mean, everyone's just so good at that level. It's not even really a 1-hander and 2-hander debate at all, to be honest. There's times where maybe they have an advantage, but at the end of the day, it's how you are upstairs. That's how you win.
Yep.
It's playing. There's better shot makers than me. There's better spare shooters than me. There's better people. There are people that are better reading the lane than me. But when I get in the right mindset, I feel like I can be hard to beat.
Yeah.
And everybody feels that way. So
and I don't
all it is mental at that point in time.
Yeah. I don't think we put enough focus on mental training. And in every clinic I do, I spend time with mental training or trying to give some tips on how to get your mindset more positive for your next event, because I've been asked that question many times. And I always said, it's way more mental than it is physical. And I always use myself as an example. I wasn't the most physically talented. Mm-hmm. I know I wasn't. But mentally, I felt that was my asset, because no one was going to tell me I couldn't do it. So my mindset helped me make my physical game better than it probably was. And I think there are a lot of people out there that probably feel that way. And especially when we even talk about league bowlers. I mean, the old saying, oh, I throw it better than that person. How are they outscoring me? Because you know why? They believe. They believe in what they're doing. They're not trying to overanalyze everything. They truly believe in what they're doing, and what they're doing is the best. So mental training, I love that. Mental training, you need to spend time on it just as much as you do your physical.
You know, I want to make
Jay,
a
I know you
comment.
have a follow-up. Yeah.
Yeah. So just real quick, what your win did is it validated what Del Warren said on our Wednesday show about one-handers. What he said was one-handers have an advantage in the sense that they can have a softer touch, right? If you remember that comment he said, you know, typically one-handers can play way on the outside, you know, down the 1 or 2 or 3 board, like right on the twig, where two-handers might have a little more difficulty with that. He didn't say they can't do it. He said they're going to have a little more difficulty with it and being a little softer at the bottom.
Right.
That's what you did. That's what, I mean, you were playing the axe way on the outside, you know, so I give kudos to Dell, because that's exactly what he said, right?
Right.
So
He just about called it.
yeah, he did.
So,
He called it.
He
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
So,
one more thing that I want to, I'm sorry, go ahead, Marshall.
I was gonna say one quote that I heard real quick while we're talking about mental game is, why do we spend 95% of our time on a physical game when the game is 95% mental?
I love it.
That's true.
I agree.
I mean,
I've said that for years. I totally agree with you 100%. 100%.
You know what is not mental though, and is 100% physical, is when you sweat. See that segue? Was that a good segue? Huh? That was a cool segue.
So I
I'm very
appreciate
sweaty.
this.
You could use this.
That was pretty cool.
I could sweat in an
I
igloo.
love it.
Hey, everybody watching,
God, that's
please,
so
again,
funny.
I just want to make sure we say this, and I know we say it every time. It is really important to our sport of bowling, not to Bowlers Network, to the sport of bowling. We're working so hard to bring in businesses outside the sport, right? We can grow the sport by giving businesses like Masculine Man Essentials and Farmers Union Insurance, which you're going to see here, giving them an opportunity to invest in the sport, not just Storm and all these other people. There's only so much money that they have. So by bringing in outside sponsors, we give the opportunity to grow. So please go to masculinemanessentials.com. It is great. I'm wearing it right now. Again, it's all natural, made in the U.S., coconut oil, baking soda, cornstarch. You don't have to worry about breaking out. I don't, and I have very sensitive skin. Go to the domain you see there and enter in CDB, Carolyn, Dorin-Ballard 10 for your 10% discount. Please, again, support them. And one more. Marshall knows this one very well. They've been with us from the very beginning. Farmers Union Insurance. For 3 years, they have supported us. They took a chance on Marshall and I, and they did that 3 years ago. They're still with us, and I just got an email from them yesterday that they wish to renew again for a 4th year. So give them a chance. If you are in one of their markets, please give them a chance to earn your business. At least give them the opportunity to quote your insurance. So there you go. There you go.
There you go. We got it. Okay. Before we go on too, I just want to say, it is time. Do we have a trivia question?
Yeah, got 2 of them.
Let's break it up. Let's do the trivia question first.
Okay. I made it harder for Marshall Kent than we did for Doug Kent.
Okay.
And by the way, Carolyn doesn't get these in advance. Sorry,
nope.
I hold them. She does not know
All
them.
right.
And he sends too many emails. I probably wouldn't read it anyway.
She never reads my emails, ever, ever, ever. All right. And I went hours putting these rundowns together, and she never even looks at them. So, oh, yeah, like that. Okay, passing glance. Which bowler was the first in PBA history to win 40 national tour titles? They're the question. They're the multiple choice answers underneath. Earl Anthony, Pete Weber, Walter Ray Williams, or Norm Duke?
Earl Anthony.
Very good.
Yes, it was Earl Anthony. I got to tell you, I had to think for a minute because I went, oh, when he retired, I wasn't sure he was at 40, and I thought it'd be Walter Ray because he was the first to surpass it. So, but it is Earl.
Okay.
We always got Earl. Earl Anthony.
I want to give a shout out here to Rain Energy Drink. This stuff is awesome.
I love Rains. Yes.
Yeah, sour gummy worm. Whoo, that stuff is good. All right.
Yes.
Who was the first player to complete the PBA Triple Crown? They're the question. They're the answers.
Oh.
Multiple choice. Billy Hardwick, Mike Albee, Pete Weber, or Earl Anthony again.
Oh, God, my heart wants to go with Billy Hardwick, but I think it was Mike Albee. Ooh, I don't know though. I'm gonna go Mike Albee.
Lock in your final answer.
Mike Albee.
Okay.
I think it was
Marshall.
I would go with her.
Put
Who
up
is
the
it?
bonk sign.
Billy
Put up the
Hardwick.
Bowling Buster bonk.
Yeah, Billy Hardwick.
It was Billy Hardwick.
Yeah,
yep.
You know what?
Yeah, that's what my guy was telling me too. I'm like, no.
Me too. But I'm like, we talked about the left-handers. They always had a little edge. Now I'm kidding. That's just a joke.
They don't have an edge.
That was a Parker Bone joke.
They don't have an edge. They have. I mean, it's a whole different sport for them.
Yes, that's okay.
All right.
Before we get into our MythBuster, really quickly.
It's not MythBusters.
Marshall. Okay, Bowling Buster, whatever. Hey, Marshall. Everybody has a funny story. Is there something recently that's happened on tour that people don't know about that you can share?
The tough part is that I can share.
Oh, that's my answer.
We had Randy.
That is your answer.
We had Randy on 2 days ago, and we had our first ever bleep.
We had a bleep. Yeah. I have a calm story. So when Marshall, who was the best captain ever for our New York City Kingpins, the first couple years he was on the team, we got into this thing that every time I pulled on his shoulder or on his sleeve, do you remember that?
Yep.
He'd strike.
Oh
my God.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my God.
Yep.
And then things started to go array, and I'd punch him. More than when I give him good luck. He's a very good. Let me tell you one thing about Marshall Kent. He is a very good sounding board, and he doesn't turn on you. He listens.
Right. I have one golf story. It's not funny, but it's to go and show a golf and a pistol story. I'm very competitive. Unfortunately, Marshall's young and athletic. Right. So he's at the house and we're going to go out and we're going to take a bowling pin. And we're going to go shoot it with our pistols. Right. He whoops me at that. Right. Whoops me at, and I thought I was a good shot. Whoops me at that. We go out golf. And back when I was younger, I thought I could hit the ball fairly decent and quite a ways. Length was always something that I had. We go golfing and he hits one 395 yards. We stepped it off. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Second career. All right. MythBuster. Let's go.
It's not MythBuster.
Bowling Buster, MythBuster, whatever it be. Come on.
Bowling Buster. Okay.
Something.
And this is similar to what we asked. I can't believe I'm asking the same question. Essentially, it's the same one. God darn it. Sorry. So, today's bowling balls make bowlers better than they really are.
I'll let Marshall answer that.
I would say,
I didn't specify amateur or pro.
I would say yes, because it is the same equivalent as golf technology now.
Okay. So confirmed?
He says confirmed.
20 years ago, people weren't hitting drives 300 yards.
Right.
That's right.
I was.
I agree with you, and I said that too.
You was hitting bombs back in the day, boy.
Yeah, sure.
Carolyn.
Sure. All right. Well, this was fun, and it's always great to see
answer. Confirmed or busted?
He did. He said confirmed.
No,
he said confirmed. I said I answered it on the last show, so I said I agree. Confirmed. Okay. Yeah, because I said the same thing.
We better.
Thank you so much for joining us, Marshall Kent. Congratulations on your 2 wins. There's so many more in your future. You're a great role model as well. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on the Daily Show Bowlers Network. Make sure to tune in 12 Central Time. Jay, see you soon.